Hi guys, welcome back to HAG Studios. Today I'm with interior designer Angelie Spencer, and she's excited to show us a space she has recently designed. So stay with us. Angelie, welcome to HAG Studios.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
I am so looking forward to touring this beautiful space with you.
I'm looking forward to showing it to you. I had such a wonderful time doing this space. Yes, it was she was relocating to Jamaica. It's a friend of mine, it's a longtime friend, and she was relocating from Florida to Jamaica. And this was a downsize for her because she's actually coming from a beautiful townhome in Parkland, and she is now in Jamaica, downsizing to a 3-bedroom penthouse apartment. So it was quite an adjustment for her. So my task, I have to confess, I feel like I kind of half did the job because she did a lot of it for me, because it was incorporating all of her beautiful pieces. So the furniture and accessories I'll show you were all selected by this client with just impeccable taste. But we had to do some editing and downsizing and refurbishing of some pieces. And then I created a beautiful kitchen, of which I'm very proud.
Okay, but isn't it exciting to work with so much?
Oh yes.
Because sometimes in Jamaica we have to search so much for the accessories.
That's right.
But she had such beautiful accessories.
I mean, we still have pieces that we have not placed.
Yes.
That we have to place in a different space. I mean, I actually got sale for some other pieces as well. So it really was just an exciting curation for me. It really was more of a curation. So I had to first curate the pieces and select just the ones that were just perfect for the space. And then I had to now complement everything with the perfect wallpaper.
Yes.
The perfect, lighting.
And perfect placement.
Rugs. Exactly. And I think the placement was a big thing. She insists that she couldn't have done it herself. I don't believe her for 1 minute, because her taste is just remarkable, as you see. Like I said, she has some beautiful, beautiful pieces.
Beautiful.
So I felt very privileged that I had the task, and I think that the space turned out quite beautifully. There is a space for everything and everything in its place.
Yes. Well, we're looking forward to seeing this space. So let's go.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
So Angie,
welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome to the space. Welcome to your viewers. I hope that you will enjoy it. I had such a wonderful time doing this space. And of course, everything starts with the entry. Yes, so when you come through the door, I really wanted it to be welcoming and just luxurious, because I have to say that she has luxurious taste. And you can you will see in the pieces that she's selected, the pieces that she has, that she is a modern luxe. And so, of course, you know me, I'm the wallpaper queen. So we had to include wallpaper in. And fortunately for me, I'm telling you, she's been a dream client, because we share a love of wallpaper. So we got this beautiful beaded wallpaper in this taupe with just like little speckles of shimmer of like crystal silver. So it's just so exquisite, and I'm so happy with it. So like I said, my task was really just placing all the pieces she had together.
And I love how the wallpaper works with this chandelier.
Right, yes. So even this poor chandelier got battle bruised on the way here. I mean, the shade was all damaged. And of course, I took it to progressive lighting, and we did like a white silk on it, added a little beading detail. We got a crisp white and just redid the shade and kept the chandelier. So it really opens up the space. Interestingly, this was our second choice, because she had several pieces. Like I said, we've had to edit and downsize, and there was another piece hanging here that picked up more of the copper tones, but it fell a little flat in the space, and so we changed it out to this one, which we really, really love. I love the way it's turned out. I mean, she had this mirror and this gorgeous entrance table, and I think everything just works so beautifully together.
And just adding those two breadfruit leaves, because I love breadfruit leaves.
You do, yes.
So that's so
nice.
And did she have that as well?
I'm telling you, she had everything, And I think in the old space, in her old space, she had it on like tabletops or something, and I was like, no, we're going to hang it, because it actually is. So it's just such a nice element. And I have to talk about the screen. Yes. So when you walk into the space, you're immediately in the home, but you want to actually have some sort of division. There is a bedroom here, even though it's a guest bedroom. I thought that it was just too open to the general space.
Yes.
And so I just created this screen. I had it custom built by Woodman 876 Damien. He did a really good job. We just came up with a pattern just to sort of mimic the
And is this made from wood or metal?
It's made from wood.
And then just sprayed to
with
look
a metal
like metal.
frame, exactly. So because we had a metallic hues of the Bradford leaf and the golds, and on the wallpaper we sort of came the closest we could to matching it, and I thought it turned out really well, and it serves exactly the purpose I needed it to do. Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Right.
Love these candelabras.
Yes, they're gorgeous, and it's just a beautiful set. I thought it was a nice space. She travels quite a bit because she's between here and Montego Bay, for example. So maintenance of her plants can be a little tricky. So we have a lot of faux flowers, you'll see, because she loves the colors, and I mean some of the things you can't get here, just to continuously be maintaining. So they're really beautiful faux anyway. So I created quite a few of the
faux are fine when they're real good quality.
Exactly, like real. So they're very realistic. So.
And they add the color along with the art, because other than that, its space is pretty neutral.
It's very neutral. So all the large pieces, which is always something that I try to encourage people to do, is try to keep your pieces neutral, and then you definitely add the pops of color in the accessories.
Right.
So she had this beautiful Richard Hall that had this bright, such a vibrant piece in the entry. So you come in and you get the pop of color. We pick it up on the area rug here. I mean, I love the way that the area rug flows
into
the space, to the arrangement. And then when you turn and then you come into the space, then you pick it up in the artwork, in the arrangements.
Yeah.
So that was really and truly what we were trying to accomplish. Voila! Listen, I'm very proud of the kitchen. I really love this space. This is actually the only new construction in the space. We didn't have to retile. I didn't have to do a lot of structural work, but the kitchen was just not acceptable. It was actually half the size of what it is now. And the kitchen actually started here, and it was just a small kitchen, very dark.
Okay.
And this is actually the designated dining space, or it was like a nook, a breakfast nook off the kitchen.
Oh.
Right. But she is a fantastic cook. She entertains a lot. She has her family, big family, people passing through all the time, always entertaining. She's the consummate host, so she wanted a space that represented that. And I mean, just like her furniture, she has the most beautiful silverware and dinnerware and glassware. And so I asked her if she would allow me to just create this freestanding curio, just to display all of her beautiful pieces.
Collected
over the years, exactly. She has a touch of old, a touch of new. We have the modern mixed with the traditional, but all of her pieces are there at hand. She decided, I don't want a door on it. I want to enjoy it and see it. Yes,
not even a glass door.
Not even a glass door. So we left it open, and then I mean, once a week or once every 2 weeks, you just have to take everything out and wash them, or just before you use them, you wash them. But yeah, I think it turned out quite beautifully. It's a great use of the space because it actually is a huge space now compared to the scale and the size of the apartment.
You had to add a different marble there, but it flows nicely.
But it's actually wallpaper. So that's the thing, yes.
This is wallpaper.
It's wallpaper. So
Isn't that fabulous?
So in the cooking and preparation side of the kitchen, so behind the stove, behind the sink, we actually have the solid stone, the Bianca pearl that we used on the island, on the countertops. We carried it up on the wall.
Onto the wall.
Right. But then for this additional space, I found this beautiful wallpaper that actually mimics it. It flows beautifully, and so the wallpaper I just carried it through,
and then you carried it
to the unit, exactly, to the walls, to the surface, exactly.
Okay.
So that it's a nice balance.
Yeah.
And I mean, because we had the curio and we took care of a lot of the storage of her dishes and glassware and stuff, she's an older lady, so I gave her this nice little space for her to just sit down to prepare her menu planning, prepare her party planning, do her little work. She has this beautiful space. She had this existing stool as well. Yep, I reupholstered it, and I did it in a way that I did use the same fabric as custom made the roller shades. Yeah, man, the Roman shades, so that we
and they're so quiet.
Yes, they are.
They're quiet
because they're not really there for function. She's so high up. I mean, it's a penthouse, so she doesn't need privacy. She very rarely needs blackout lighting, but it's purely decorative. But if she ever needed to, we just needed to soften the window space.
And I like how you carried that.
Right.
The relationship between that and the inset.
And the inset, right. So if you notice, there's a consistent theme of this wavy line.
Yes, waves.
And it started with the wallpaper in the entry. These beautiful tiles, the same thing. She actually saw them. She loved them in Florida. And she says, I want these tiles. And she had her tiles. And she says, Angelie, you have to find a way to use it. And so we use it for the backsplash here. It's beautiful. I found a fabric that sort of mimicked that as well, so that everything was just cohesive. I mean, I wanted it to be very, I wanted a really cohesive space. And then, I mean, I took it, she even had her own pulls. So she came with the pulls that she loved. She came with her gold pulls. She came with her sink. She had stipulations, her tile, her sink, the faucets, and the pulls. And she said, Angelie, just create a beautiful kitchen.
Yes.
And so that's what we did. She had another thing too. She had the cabinets. She was able to reuse the cabinet drawers and doors, well, the doors from her old kitchen.
Really?
Yes, she brought those down.
So these are from
the old cabinet doors were utilized. I had to actually sit down, design the kitchen, and figure out exactly how I was going to design the kitchen and place them. But it was a challenge I was up for. I thought it was. So everything, I just had to get the dimensions, figure out where they would fit. Some of them got used, some didn't. We actually had to do some new construction as well, just to finish the space. But
so you remove the kitchen that came with the unit?
And I was very fortunate that I posted it and someone was actually able to purchase it.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody was actually able to purchase the kitchen. She sent me a picture and it fit perfectly in her space as well.
Oh, isn't that
so
good?
Yes, it was great. So of course, you know me, you have to save on the budget. So I'm like, I got some money from the old kitchen to do something fantastic. Same thing, her light fixtures, she brought those. And because the kitchen was
wallpaper
all white,
again on the ceiling.
All white.
I love that wallpaper.
Yes, I use this beautiful stone.
I love these lights because they have such presence.
Such presence, and I love the modern touch to it. So even though so much of the space has traditional touches, there is still that modern glam, that the things like the light fixture and the pulls.
Tell us some more about the appliances.
Yes. So same thing, this poor refrigerator, everything was stainless steel originally, and this had some nicks, dents, scratches, bumps, and I was just like, we're not going to change it. So what do we do? And so I had a secret treatment that I've been doing with all of my kitchens now to fully customize the appliances to the space. And so this once stainless steel refrigerator, same thing for the microwave and oven as well as the dishwasher. Exactly. So I had all of them customized. And I think they just fit perfectly with the space now. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes, beautiful. Because we had the gold touches, the stainless was just a bit of a contrast, and it just didn't have that glam luxe feel that we were after. So so I actually customized.
This is a dream island.
5 by 8. It's
5 by 8. It looks bigger than that.
Or it might be 9 or 5 by 9 actually. So beautiful. I said I want to use the entire slab. So we use the entire stone. And of course Henry's a master, he's a genius. We're up on the 3rd floor at the very top, so it can't fit in the elevator. So he had to be very, very inventive. And I won't say how, because I don't know if he'll be happy for me to share, but literally it came up in 2 pieces.
Yes, I know about the 2 pieces.
Yes, and what I love about his work is that you
can't tell where it's done.
Because of the veining in the stone, and you're able to totally fake it. Yes.
So this had to be made, or she brought this as well?
No, so this was construction. So what we did is we built the island. So the frames were all built. It's really just the doors. So she had her doors that she brought, and we used as many as we could. And
these are her doors as well?
I don't even remember the difference. No, I think most of hers ended up being
on the
over
wall.
this side. Yes, over on this side. And I just wanted a creative way as well for her produce, something that's breathable.
This is
a produce drawer, right? So to make it breathable, I just used the caning in front, and so.
Did you get the caning from the blind people?
I did, yes. So what I do, I've been using them for many years. I did. So I took it up there, I gave it to them, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It's actually quite amazing.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
It's a wow piece.
She had this credenza. I tell you,
the credenza and everything.
And the same thing. She didn't know, we're going to use this in the entry. She just didn't know. She honestly was just stumped for where she was going to use her pieces.
This is the perfect wall.
It's the perfect wall for it. So she has all additional dishes, her placemats, her china, the cutlery. They're all nicely displayed in the credenza. She has all these nice accessories. It's just, like I said, everything, a place for everything and everything in its place. And this was the perfect size to have here as well. It's such a bold statement piece.
It is. I love this lampshade.
Yes,
Let me see what it looks like.
So beautiful. There you go.
Wow.
Yes, I know the reflection to the crystal piece. It's spectacular.
I've never seen a lamp like that.
It's so beautiful. I mean, even the base. I mean, the beautiful crystal base. It's such a beautiful piece. The shape of it.
She has had this a long time.
She has, because actually it's a pair of this lamp, and one was slightly damaged. My friends at Progressive as well, they actually repaired it for me. So there was some amount of repair. We had to just glue some pieces back in place. But so we used it in this space.
Design is just
gorgeous, man, gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then she had just like the cutest little things, the cutest little touches, you know. She has a love of blue. She has a love of blue. So blue is one of her favorite colors. So you'll see it repeated throughout the space, especially in the living room.
Yes.
So what I did is I brought the blues into the living room, and the accent pieces and the cushions, and actually in that sofa in the corner, that I actually reupholstered. So that was a piece she had in this like dark gray, taupey, very depressing color. It wasn't very complimentary to the space. So I found that beautiful blue chenille, and then I did a nice contrast on the back of it. It's a pity that we couldn't use it so that you could actually see.
Is that what is in the pillars?
Yes, exactly. So I reupholstered it, so I used it on the back. So I popped the color on the back, the pattern on the back, and on the cushions. And then that little nook above the sofa is actually a window, and the old owners, I'm not sure why, I think they had a TV there. So that was a TV wall. And she didn't want to use that as a TV wall, because then it would kind of, the orientation of the seating wouldn't have worked, because it would have been long and narrow. Exactly. And so instead of ripping it back out, like I said, we didn't want to do any major construction. I just did a nice little recess with grass cloth wallpaper. She had those beautiful orchid metal pieces, and I was like, well, let's just put a contrasting color behind it so that the orchids really pop, because by themselves on the white walls it just wouldn't have worked.
Well, this has to be the perfect client.
Perfect client. We are so incredibly aligned with our design aesthetic, with our tastes. Perfectly aligned. This job has just been nothing but, it's been a total pleasure working with her. So everything just had to be done.
I love the rugs as well that you have put in here.
And then it's interesting because we had a very similar one that you see in the living room here in the dining, but it felt a little flat. It was also a little bit smaller than it needed to be for this space. And so this is what I was waiting for, this really nice rug. So we found it where it actually brings the taupe colors from the other one, but then it brings it up with this nice, bright, vibrant gold.
Brings it up to that fabulous chandelier.
Yes, and this was the same thing. This is the second chandelier for this space. I mean, in the space of time, we actually had a nice rectangle it was perfect because of we made it our choice because it was nice with a rectangular table. But it was high, it was sort of small, it was a little underwhelming. It didn't
this
have
one is a statement piece.
Such a statement. And it actually works. It balances the space. It's so beautiful. It's just perfect for the space.
Yes,
so
and it's just really lovely with
everything, all
with the chairs and all
details.
these little details on the chairs and the table runner.
Yeah,
everything just ties in.
Everything ties in beautifully. And this is an 8-seater. It has the leaf, as you can see, so you can expand it. And which we have.
Oh, and then those chairs on this side.
So these are the additional pieces, but the same thing. I mean, imagine this table. Yes, it would have been beautiful with just the head chairs, but then she found these gorgeous chairs that are just such a huge statement.
Yes.
And so these now just sort of frame the space. They're really great. I softened the back using these seat cushions. Actually reupholstered the benches, the seats as well.
Yeah.
Because the same thing, they got damaged on the way. She had been using them as well in Florida. So just a little bit of wear and tear between. So I just reupholstered them with a nice white leather, just to, freshen them up.
Were these always on the back of the chairs?
Yep. It's a beautiful Bernard set. Okay. So it's a dining table and the matching chairs. At one point, we were even going to sell this because she's like, Angelie, I'm not sure if it's too big for the space. I'm like, no, it is spectacular.
Not at all. It's perfect.
I had a client who actually had her eye on this very set for the house, and we came this close
to selling it.
Yes.
Well, she tells me she plans to have. She has so much left over. She plans to have a garage sale.
Yes. So
please tell me when.
I absolutely will. I know. I'm like, listen, I've already procured some pieces. My house little accent pieces.
No, I
and
have
then there's
to go
a
to
property
that
in
garage
Montego Bay
sale.
as well, and we've just been sort of sending pieces across to Montego Bay, seeing. I'm like, no man, this one you need to keep, this one you need to refurbish.
Yes.
And then we're definitely going to have a wonderful garage sale. I'm telling you, it's going to be well worth it.
Yes, I'm looking forward to
really
that.
Beautiful pieces. So yeah, the artwork. If you notice, to have the bold pops of the
bold art,
orchid pieces. Yes,
everything else is so neutral.
Exactly.
And then you just have the art popping and the accessories popping.
Yeah, and then I sort of balanced. So the orange orchid painting here, I just sort of brought the orange over to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, just just like little sitting areas.
You have done a great job.
Thank you so much. So this little nook, so that was a little
This was a little closet or something.
Thing. Yes, I'm not sure what or why it was there.
So I turned it into a bar.
I turned it into a bar. She had her wine cooler, so I brought a wine cooler over. Put this, had some of the leftover stone. Use it there. Just had this extra storage for her alcohol.
Yeah.
And just. She has a nice little, when she's entertaining, she has an additional space on this
and
side.
And a pretty light.
So that this
Where's
light,
the switch for that light?
This is actually a little vase.
Oh,
it was. And same thing, I went to Progressive. We bought this attachment.
Can we turn it
Yes,
on?
absolutely. So this was, it's like this interesting little vase. And I just had it drilled and wired and turned it into a light fixture.
This
turned it into a chandelier. Yes, turned it into a chandelier.
Yeah. Love this.
And then just it's such a nice little space. And
same
thing, we had leftover. When I tell you, we're down to the last piece of the wallpaper. Don't even come too close. Then you see we're even had to join pieces. I was like, we have one little piece left. I stretched out to the last
It's hidden around
piece.
here, so it's fine.
It's hidden.
I love this. I'm going to turn it on and off again.
Yes, it's gorgeous. It turned out so nicely.
I love that. I love this.
Yes.
So the vase had a base.
It had a base, exactly. And there's this she's like, what am I going to do this? I love it so much. I was like, you know what? Let's invert it and turn it into the chandelier for there.
Yes.
And she's very, very happy. And then because she had the crystal pieces, it was just perfect.
They just sparkle with the wallpaper.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. this is the guest suite, the one I showed you just off of the entry. Same thing, you can see her pretty taste in here. It's
so soft.
It's very feminine. Soft, feminine. It's subtle. Same thing, it's like a modern glam.
Yes.
Just a really beautiful space. You had, like I said, you know, we had all the accessories, so I kept the neutral tones in here. We tried same thing. We had a carpet in here that gave us some color on the flooring, but I just loved it. It's like, just trust me, let's just embrace the neutral. And we did the neutral here. This is the rug that I said was actually in the dining room. So I said to her, why don't we just use it in the other room, because it looks so nice with the artwork, and it's perfect in here. It's perfect in this space. Yes, it's perfect in this space. Nice flow. I think this is a really nice room for a guest bedroom.
I would like staying
I would love staying here, exactly. I think this is like some people's master bedrooms.
Yes.
A bit feminine, but there are easy ways to fix that. You know, we just take off the throw, use a navy blue or something, and a man could feel just as welcome in here, you know, as well.
Yes.
Same thing, we have TVs in all the rooms, so it's a nice little ensuite. We have a nice comfortable chair, you can sit for reading. You'll see her very traditional touches. She had her curtains that's been going with her. I think this is her third home that we're now using. She's now using this drapery, this particular piece.
And it has held up well.
It's held up, yes. I'm trying my best. I had just the panels, and so she wants the swag.
Yes.
So we just added the swag just to have the little detail, you know.
But I like the swag.
Yes.
Just swagging on
just
one
swagging,
side.
Exactly. It's just swagging on one side. I was like,
nice. I like it.
She's like, I don't want you to cut it. I don't want you. It's like, okay, we'll just use it as best as we can.
Yes.
And it works.
I love the art pieces.
Yes.
They're very soft and subtle as well.
Right, and those were inexpensive pieces that she found that just work. They were 2 pieces were in one room, another 2 were in another room somewhere else, and then the other piece was somewhere else, but they all work perfectly in this space.
Her lamps.
And the lamps. She certainly has an eye for the lamps. Yes.
Yeah.
This is like this gorgeous resin. So it's like this beautiful resin glass piece. This wonderful shape. It's just so and it's so substantial too, Faye. I mean, it's like a nice heavy.
Because with a headboard like that,
exactly, you needed something. Yes. Same thing. These came in after she had them there, and they were eventually shipped, and they just work perfectly in this space. We're of 2 minds on where to use them, but they're perfect here.
Now I understand why we had to wait so long to get this home.
Yes, because there were little touches.
Exactly,
there were little things that were in transit, or we had to find a perfect fit for it, like the dining room rug and the chandelier, for example. We just wanted it to be just perfect before. Well, she wanted it to be just perfect before it showed it. Before everything was still perftly fine, but perfectly fine won't do. We wanted it to just be perfect.
Yeah.
So we're very happy. I think this is a beautiful space, and like I said, it's just a nice neutral base, nice soothing, calming space for any guest.
I like the simple curve on the headboard.
Yes, it's this interesting, like a modern sleigh.
Yes.
So it has the sleigh effect,
Yes.
but it just doesn't have, it's not an exceptional detail, it's not a lot of carving, it's not heavy. It's really a beautiful piece, and they have the coordinating end tables.
With the curves.
With the curves as well as the chest of drawers. And this set is actually caracole. It's a beautiful caracole set.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Very happy with it.
And then the bathroom.
Same thing, wallpaper everywhere, yes. And here, what we started out with, it had the tiles. We didn't want to change the tiles, so like I said, no heavy structural work. So we had the lower tiles here. These were actually a different color, and I was like, can we paint tile? So I painted over the tile to neutralize it, and I found this really nice wallpaper that actually does look like tiles, but it's a nice bold graphic, and just to balance it, it complements nicely the gray, and the tile was only here and into the shower. So what I did is I found a complementary gray wallpaper, I had it on the lower half on this side just to balance it. And then I added chair rail just to break the two.
What came first, the wallpaper or the shower curtain?
The shower curtain.
The shower curtain.
The shower curtain. So she had her shower curtain, we had the wall tiles, and then I had to go and search. She had the light fixture, and then I had to go and search to find the perfect wallpaper to go with it.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. I know. Yep. Yeah. You can. And trust me, I will find it, because anywhere that I can use wallpaper, I'm very, very happy to do it.
Yeah.
And I think this turned out really nicely. This it has a masculine touch, I guess, because of the dark grays, but it's still actually quite nice, quite soft, quite feminine.
It's soft.
She had her area rug, she had her accessories, so it all works. So you can brighten up the space a little bit, with a little bit of noise, but you can see that it's actually quite nice.
I love the texture on
the shower curtain.
On the shower curtain.
Right. Yeah, you very hardly see shower curtains anymore, because
everybody's using glass.
Exactly. But we weren't doing that here.
Into this
Precisely. Yeah, there is an alternative, and it's just beautiful shower curtain. Yep. Welcome to the master suite.
Ooh!
Yes,
oh my gosh!
Excited! I love this room so much.
Such another beautiful light piece.
But she had, and she's like, "What are you doing?" She said, "I remember her saying,
where did she get all of those?
Just a collection of them and they were in different
over
spaces.
The years.
Yes, and then of course, if she saw something that she loved, and she's loved it enough, and especially because she was making the move, she bought it.
Yes.
So some were in fact new pieces,
yes.
and some were existing pieces. And she's like, Angelie, I love this so much. Where can we use it? I'm like, I know exactly where we'll use it. We'll use it. She has a love for purple. It's her favorite color.
Yes.
It's plum color. So she actually bought the wallpaper, and I just said, let's just create a beautiful warm space here.
And I love this art piece here.
Yes, exactly.
Such a welcoming piece.
The black shade here. We had these
with
black frames, right,
yes.
with the orchids. I said, let's just do your collection of orchids on this wall, and then you just have a nice little entry into the space.
And then the plum is carried onto that
carried
piece
through to this piece,
into the
exactly. And then we carried through to the bedroom. So we wrapped the same wallpaper, yes, on the wall, the bed wall. So if you notice, we have.
Is that the same paper?
Yes, it's on this wall.
Oh, on
here.
this wall.
Yes.
And then a deeper version over there.
Here. So we have this beautiful plum. So you need to just come all the way around, and you'll see exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And same thing, we had her orchid piece, her artwork.
Yes.
She loves, as much as she liked the neutrals, she really loves color. Every element is represented from the space in the area rug. So we waited for the perfect rug, and we're so happy to find it. And I love the way that the color flows. So you see, you're coming from more of the ivory, the purple, the blues, and we start to bring in some of the orange and the rust, which is so great with this, which is really a desk, but we used it as an end table here as our nightstand.
Yes.
And I was encouraging her, because I know I was doing the home office. I was like, are we going to use this beautiful desk? And she's like, no, I want it for my nightstand. So of course we were tasked with finding an actual desk, which was perfect. So we actually had this beautiful space that the previous owners actually converted. I suspect it was a sitting room. So because she works from home, this was the perfect space for her. So this is her beautiful home office. I love this so much. We didn't use the desk that I would have loved to use a desk, because I created these amazing chairs. This was a mahogany desk in dark wood, and of course we had to lighten it up, so I've resprayed it. I've added these beautiful decals just as an additional touch, you know, just something.
Beautiful.
It's a really, really nice space.
Yes, I just love this.
Yes.
It's like a colorful sea.
Yes. It's so gorgeous. We're like, how are we going to turn it? How are we going to turn it? Because I mean, we could rotate it again and it would just be like a completely different look. And you'll be seeing all the beautiful colors, but I think it just works perfectly in the space.
It works beautifully, like.
Perfectly in the space, you know. I really love it. The powder room. I just love this one because of course, you know, you want your guests to be treated to something special. And for me, I love when a powder room makes a huge statement. It's like you're opening a little trinket, like a gift box, of a treasure box of just something beautiful.
Even if it's a tiny powder room.
Even if it's a tiny powder room, yes, flood it. Just flood it with something bold and beautiful. This is actually a full bathroom. It actually works for another bedroom, but it's the powder room as well. So we made it really, really nice. Same thing again, wallpaper everywhere. Yes. We could have just gone with paint because we kept the existing tiling. But this is actually the second wallpaper we're on. We had another choice that it was nice, but same thing, it wasn't nice. And so I found this on a trip recently and I called her and I was like, oh my gosh, I found a perfect wallpaper. Let's change it out. And we did, and I'm so happy with the result. So it suits especially this light fixture that was already existing. So
and you added the medallion? I
added the medallion, exactly. Just it's like the crowning piece for the light fixture. It was just perfect. And then when I found this, I just thought the paper was just perfect with the light fixture. So with that in mind, I said, yep, let's do it. And we just came in and we stripped and we redid it. And we are now very, very happy with this space.
Yes.
Understated, just simple, beautiful. Same thing, there was an old sink existing. She had this, we actually changed the sink. We did a vessel sink. So we just did minor updates just to make it nice. We resprayed it. Yes, these were dark cabinets as well. So I resprayed it and we changed it, you know, add a little bling.
Looks like jewelry.
Yes, add a little lux. And we just added the crystal pulls. So it just works perfectly and it is 100% her. That's what I love. The space is really very representative of her tastes, of her lifestyle. Just very, very happy with the space.
Angelie, this has been such a pleasure.
The pleasure has been all mine, all mine.
I really have enjoyed looking at this space and I'm sure our viewers.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure
I had a
viewers would have
wonderful
enjoyed
time creating this space.
Yes.
It was a real pleasure for me. I think the space turned out beautifully. She's very happy in the space. I mean, her family is very happy with the space. It was
and
really
that's what is important.
That's what's important.
Being
it's interesting, of course. I mean,
space.
there are times where it's like, oh, you sure you want us to use this? Or I always had to be considerate of her.
Yes.
So even with the editing and the scaling down and repurposing of pieces, I had to be considerate. There are some things that meant something for her, like the lamps in her bedroom. Those old lamps, there were gifts from her mother, a gift from her aunt. I mean, things like that, things that held sentiment. That meant something to her. And so as much as they probably weren't my aesthetic, it's not my space. But
that's right.
I just had to find a place where they could be appreciated, where they could be on display, where she would see them, love them, and feel them, you know? So that was my task, and I'm very happy to report that I think I passed.
I think you more than passed.
Yeah. It's really a lovely space.
Thanks again. It was
doing.
Wonderful being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for staying with us, for viewing all of this beauty with us, and we hope you enjoyed it. Remember now to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.